Let's create a registration form. After logging in and entering my club or league, I'll click the Registration tab. To begin a new form, I'll click the Create Your First Registration Form button. Next, I'll title my form. For this example, I'm just going to name this Registration. The form is created for me, and I can see that it comes with several default fields included. Here I have the option to remove any unneeded fields, make them optional or required, and add custom fields, so let's customize this form a bit. First, I'll edit the default fields since many are included and required that I don't necessarily need. I'll click on the change link below the fields that I want to make optional. Then I'll click the Remove button next to the fields I don't want included on my form. If I remove a field by accident, I can turn it back on by clicking the Form Fields button, then Manage Existing Fields, then the status box for the field I want to restore to activate it on the form, then click Done. Now, I want to add some custom fields so I can gather more information my organization needs. I'll do that by clicking the Form Fields button at the top of the form. Under Add New Field, I'll enter the field name, the section I want it displayed in, and the field type. I can choose from text, menu, checkbox, and date. If I need the registrants to enter information, I'll choose text. If I want to enter different items for the registrants to select from in a drop-down, I'll choose menu. If I need them to indicate yes or no, I'll choose checkbox. And for entering a date, I'll choose the date option. For this field example, I'll choose text. The tooltip will be displayed right below the field, and I can enter longer additional help text if needed. If I need to apply validation to the field data, I can select between digits, email, or URL. This means that the form will show an error if the data entered by the registrant doesn't match up with the validation. So for example, if I select digits and the registrant enters letters, they will get an error. Next, I can check the boxes for data entered in this field is private to league officials to make it private, and/or this field may apply to multiple players in a family to make it so the field only needs to be completed once per family if there are multiple participants being registered. Custom fields are also a great way to gather information about your registrants to assist in assigning teams. For example, if I need to assign teams by the grade level that the player will be in, I can set up a custom field asking for that so I can use the data in my league roster search to filter and display registrants for specific grades, then bulk assign them to their respective teams. I'll create a new custom field, name it grade, and choose the menu field type so I can enter all the grade options registrants can choose from, since I want to make sure all the answers I get for this field are the same format. Once my custom fields are created, I do not need to create them again for future registration forms. They can be enabled or disabled on new forms by going back to the Manage Existing Fields section under Form Fields. I want my custom fields in a different order, so I will click my Settings tab, then Custom Fields, where I can rearrange, edit, or delete them. It's important to keep in mind that if I am using a custom field in a live form that registrants have completed, any edits made to the custom field will break the data in the fields that were previously filled out. So we recommend making any edits you need before making registration live, and for any future forms that need a slightly different version of that field, to go ahead and create a new field. So if I have one field named School Name that I am allowing registrants to enter text into, but then next season I decide I want the school field to be a menu so registrants have to choose from the list of schools I provide, I will want to avoid editing my original field. Editing that field after it has been used to complete registration information will result in the past data connected to it being broken. I'll want to go ahead and create a new field, and I will want to give it a different name like Player School or just School. I need to make sure that I don't have multiple fields with the same names to avoid any confusion or errors later on. Now that we have added our custom fields, let's use Preview mode to check out what our form looks like so far. To do this, we'll click the Preview Form button at the top of the form. This feature allows us to test out the form without creating a live registration. Since I still have more work to do on my form, I won't test the whole process yet. I just want to check out how my fields look to make sure I have everything set up how I want. I'll click Add Participant to see the participant fields. Here I can see how things are aligned and displayed in my form, and I think I'd rather have the grade field under school name and t-shirt size over short size. I can just close out that tab that my preview opened in to go back to my form and rearrange my fields back in the Settings tab. Once I switch the order for those, I can click back to my Registration tab, click Preview Form again, and click Add Participant to check out the new field order. Now that I have my fields arranged how I'd like, I'm ready to start setting up my registration fees.